Greetings, everyone, from Washington, D.C. The Wizards playing host to an Eastern Conference affair here at the Verizon Center. This is the last stop for the Raptors before returning to Toronto. And, of course, there's Washington ball.
Let's go. You're in.
Dang, well time.
Temple subbed in for Webster. A new group in now for the Raptors. Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Hansbrough's come in for Johnson. Johnson, he's checked in for Ross. And Landry Fields subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. So the Raptors 5 right now. Lowry and Fields are at the 1 and 2. Hayes out there with Tyler Hansbrough. And it's Johnson in at the 3 slot. Fields dishes to Lowry. Feeds to Hayes. 6 to shoot. Johnson against Butler. Johnson gets the bucket.
You know, he's not somebody they lean on for points, but when he does score, that's a bonus.
Big Daddy's checked in for substitution for Wizards. Well, we don't think of point guards as rebounders necessarily, but here are the ones that have corralled the most boards in the last month of the NBA. Kyle Lowry third.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, rebounding was always a big part of their game.
Yeah, I think that's true, Steve. It's not a necessary attribute for a point guard, but the ability to rebound is something that took a few of the greats to another level entirely, and it helps your team, too.
Here's Johnson, and he gets it to go.
Man, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
Yes, Landry Fields.
15 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Temple. From deep. No good, trying to beat the...
Monday, February 2nd, Al Jefferson and the Charlotte Hornets go up against the Washington Wizards. An Eastern Conference showdown. Do not miss it.
Guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
And this team has done a nice job on the glass. I think that's how they've built this lead. They've been very physical, really established a presence in the paint.
Well, they've chased down those balls. As soon as they've hit the iron, they've been chasing them down. That's been a solid effort by them.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Washington, Big Daddy in at shooting guard. Rasul Butler is out there with Humphries. Then it's Garrett Temple, and it's Serafin in at the center position. The shot by Butler, nobody around. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Butler's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Washington. Fields with it. Kicks it to Lowry. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Well, the Toronto Raptors guys looking at a rebrand for... team starting next season to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the league. Boy, time flies. New colors, Steve, and a new logo.
Yeah, they'd even considered a name change, but decided to stick with the Raptors. But a chance perhaps to go with that bird of prey connotation rather than a dinosaur.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Nene, he's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Pierce comes in for Chris Humphries. Martell Webster, he's checked in for Butler. And it's John Wall in for Garrett Temple. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Big Daddy, the three-pointer, no good.
And you go back to when the Raptors came into existence in 1995. It was Jurassic Mania, thanks to the hit movie at that time. That influenced the fan vote when it came to the team's name, but I think the Torontosaurus theme may soon go extinct.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, DeMar DeRozan with great size at the shooting guard position. Recently, he's looked to exploit that advantage in the post.
At the line for your Wizards.
And so we conclude the first half. Raptors lead by...
Thanks, Kev. Coach Casey, you head into halftime with a bit of a cushion here. How do you keep up this intensity for the rest of the game?
Well, maintain the disposition. I think we got to have a tough mental disposition against this team because they're going to keep playing. They know how to play the physical game. We did a good job in that half. We've got to maintain that.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the...
Hey, fellas, let's go over what happened in the first half. It wasn't what we had in mind, but there's plenty of time to get things straightened out. For the most part, we played an intelligent first.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. So for Washington, their last game a loss to Phoenix.
Yeah, they gave away a lot of points at the free throw line in that game. Maybe it was being on the road, maybe they were just out of sync, but something had them rattled.
Steve, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but clearly the misses from the stripe had an impact.
So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan, they're the backcourt. Amir Johnson at the 4 with Valanciunas at the pivot. And it's Ross in at the small forward position. Big Daddy's checked in for the Wizards. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. It's DeRozan with the drive. Ross with it, now guarded by Big Daddy. Outside Lowry. The dish to DeRozan. Johnson left side. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. The rebound by Pierce.
Well, Paul Pierce is listed now at 6'7", 235 pounds. For a long time, he was listed at 6'6". Either somebody was lying or he grew. Either way, he's got a big body. And he's a very good rebounder. For a small forward and knows how to use his big body at the defensive end. He actually played power forward much of last season.
And Paul Pierce with active hands gets his share of steals.
Yeah, his quickness, long underrated. He might have lost half a step defensively, but he competes at that end every time he takes the floor. I just love watching Pierce play the game. And how did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play. Terrence Ross, I think, has a chance to be an elite 3-and-D player at the NBA level. Has three-point shooting and defense for the uninitiated. Tremendous athleticism and a beautiful stroke make him an entertaining player to watch.
DeRozan's shot is good.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
Wizards trail by 11. Now Wall. He's got 5, and the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Let's see some of the numbers here on John Wall. Great work over the last month. 5th in assists, and he's among the top 5 in the league in steals, so he's been a real disruptive force at the defensive end.
And, you know, we'd be remiss not to say a word about his outstanding assist ranking. Come on now. I mean, this guy is one of the top assist men in the game and doing it with flair and fundamental soundness. That's special.
And Terrence Ross can make some highlights, Steve, around the rim.
Yeah, so athletic. You'd like to see him get to the line a bit more. I think he has a tendency to settle, but you know, as he is, a pretty efficient scorer.
DeMar DeRozan is starting to piece it together. I mean, we see him upping his scoring average. He's shooting it better. He's passing the ball with more confidence. He's becoming more efficient. You know, after a big extension from the Raptors, I think they've got to be pleased with his progress.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Chris Humphries has checked in for Kevin Seraphin. Rasul Butler comes in for Nene. And Garrett Temple subbed in for John Wall. Good on that shot, and with that, the Toronto lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Big Daddy. And guys, when you look at DeRozan, where can he take the next step?
Well, he has the physical tools to be an elite perimeter defender. He's made strides, definitely, but you know, he has the potential, I think, to...
Oh, how about that basketball, fan?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
Here's Temple. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
It's DeRozan with the drive. A second chance effort, and there's the nice layup by Johnson. Johnson's got 9.
They have to box out better than that. I mean, that putback is just another example of the difference between these two teams today.
Here's Big Daddy. DeRozan defending. Raptors leading by 13. Into Johnson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, James Johnson really seemed to solidify his place in the league with his play.
I like it. I like it.
All day long.
That hustle roll.
And he's one bad man, Kevin. He comes from a martial arts family.
Pierce comes in for Butler. And Big Daddy subbed in for Webster. And then for Toronto, Johnson, he's checked in for Hansbrough. And it's DeRozan in for Landry Fields. Big Daddy in at 2 guard. Pierce out there with Porter. Then there's Blair, and it's Temple in at the 1. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Johnson goes in, and he lays it straight in. And the Raptors lead by 14.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
Porter against Johnson. Shot to stop the run, and it's blocked. Porter against Lowry, and Big Daddy picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
6 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Chuck Hayes.
Now here is Fields, and so
Kyle, congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. You know, we stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
And as always, Doris, thank you. Thank you for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of the crew.